We've all seen news and studies telling us the benefits of getting 10,000 steps a day, and with this trend has come a surge in the popularity of step tracking. Some may use health apps on mobile phones, and others may use wearable fitness trackers, but the purpose for each of these is the same, and the market is growing. The IMS Institute for Healthcare Informatics found about 170,000 health apps on the Apple and Android app stores. Additionally, one survey found that 58% of smartphone users have downloaded at least one of these apps. While these technologies have served as an efficient way for users to track their steps, they have also raised concerns regarding privacy. Researchers at Imperial College London and École Polytechnique tested 49 health apps listed on the UK NHS recommended library, finding that a third were sending identifiable information and personal details over the internet with no encryption, putting the data of users at risk. Articles like Tech Radar's Is 10,000 Steps a Day Worth Your Personal Data? How 80% of fitness apps are selling your privacy discuss concerns regarding fitness apps sharing personal data with third parties. As unease surrounding privacy rises, many are asking health apps selling their data to step it up. This is why our team of researchers, each from different disciplines, chose to investigate this topic from a variety of perspectives, all to answer the question, how should data collection within fitness apps be carried out responsibly to avoid exploitation of users and minimize harm? To answer this question, we broke it down into 3 separate parts. 1. How does the technology work? 2. How are step tracking technologies perceived in culture and society? 3. How should businesses treat the public to minimize exploitation and harm?
The technology behind step tracking requires a continual collection of data in the background, even when somebody's not using their device. Sometimes this takes the form of an app on their phone, and other times it's a wearable watch or ring that handles the data collection. The accuracy of step counting is quite high regardless, but other metrics like movement, heart rate, and blood oxygen are only possible from a wearable device. This additional data available can be fed into a complex statistical model to make predictions about a person's health and fitness, and the more data that can be passed in, the better. Metrics like recovery time and sleep quality are impossible to measure directly, so they're inferred from information collected over time. The accuracy of those metrics is continuing to get better as technology and the predictive models improve. However, in most cases, this data doesn't just live on that device. It's sent to the company's servers to run through their complex predictive algorithms and for safekeeping. If all it ever did was suggest details about the user's life, we wouldn't be making this video right now. Companies can make a lot of money off of customers whose only payment comes in the form of data, and they don't always keep it as safe as one might hope. A recent analysis of 10 top-ranked mobile fitness apps found some form of insecurity in each and every one of them. Catastrophic data leaks just waiting to happen. From a technological perspective, the security of a user's data must be the responsibility of the company collecting it. Encrypting data for storage and transmission can keep it safe from attack, and anonymizing the user's data limits the harm if it's ever leaked or a vulnerability is found.
But do people even care about their data privacy on these apps? According to an interview on NPR, most people blindly agree to terms and conditions without reading them. This is also discussed in the Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma, where they discuss how it is easy to sign these privacy rights away as long as we remain blissfully ignorant. Forbes makes the argument that most people don't care about their privacy as long as they stay willingly unknowing to the specific data usage and are still reaping positive benefits from the apps. However, there is evidence to support the idea that some consumers do actually care about their privacy, especially on bigger issues like finances. I can be one to attest to the fact that I was very hesitant to open up a Revolut account because of privacy issues that they have faced in the past. However, to be fair, I did end up opening one anyways. It does concern consumers, though, that their data is being shared. According to a 2023 Deloitte study, where most responses expressed some concerns for data privacy. Because of these data privacy concerns, consumers are less trusting to the companies. However, trust is different than actions, and most consumers are still blindly agreeing to the terms and conditions, going back to that Forbes article mentioned earlier. In the grand scheme of things, privacy is a major concern for consumers. However, we have become desensitized to these data privacy issues, which is causing it to be a smaller deal for the public in terms of their actions.
How should businesses treat the public to minimise exploitation and harm? Firstly, let's start with the rules businesses have to follow. The European Commission and the Irish Data Protection Commission have set the standard for responsible business behaviour surrounding user data. The Irish DPC explains that Article 5 GDPR sets out their key principles: lawlessness, fairness, transparency, purpose limitation, data minimisation, accuracy and much more. This means that a law-abiding fitness app should only collect what it really needs, be transparent on why and what data it's collecting, and be responsible with it. When an app is buying or using data from other companies, the European Commission states that they must be able to demonstrate that the data was obtained in compliance with the General Data Protection Regulation. The Irish DPC further specifies transparency here, stating that companies must provide individuals with information on the type of processing that is taking place revolving their data. This means for fitness apps there's no shady behaviours taking place. Users should be well informed and told clearly by the company what's being collected, why it's being collected and where it's going. When companies ignore this, they put both our data and themselves at risk. A recent 2025 Surfshark study found that 80% of top fitness apps share user data with third parties. And a 2024 report of security analysis of mHealth fitness apps found many vulnerabilities surrounding the protection, access and permissions surrounding your data with third-party domains. To take matters into our own hands, we looked at Centre, a personal fitness app on the Apple App Store. Under their privacy label, under data related to you, it lists only 3 types of data being collected: user ID, usage data and product interaction. This is still data collection, but Centre are a great example of how companies should treat their users. They are minimal data collection focused and offer clear transparency of what's being collected and why. So, to jump back to our question, how should businesses treat the public to minimise exploitation and harm? They should minimise collecting your data, be transparent and honest about it, and protect it by restricting it from third parties and having a strong security built around keeping it safe. If fitness apps simply just did this, they could support our help without turning us or our data into products to be traded with for financial gain.
When a user buys a product, downloads an app, or uses a service, they're probably going to face a privacy policy. Regardless of whether they read it, and realistically most won't, they should be able to trust that their data will be handled lawfully. That's what regulation is for. However, this often still allows selling data to advertisers, political parties, and AI companies. But is this really an issue? The fact that data can be sold is ultimately part of how the product or service was priced, and if the business couldn't make money somehow, it would simply cost more. In a society where people are happy to just click accept, offering an effectively equivalent product for a higher price wouldn't be likely to succeed.
Being mindful about privacy is important for companies as well as their users. The company should of course be cautious with user data to avoid putting it at risk, but they should also be transparent with how that data is being used, especially to non-computer scientist users. The other side of the issue is that users have to be responsible with the data that they create. A big part of internet literacy is being careful with whom you share sensitive data, and it goes further than online scams. Giving out location information, sharing purchase history, or granting access to personal health indicators should only be done with a good reason. This data could be used for targeted advertising, to build algorithmic echo chambers, or leaked to malicious third parties. Because it's not always possible to know what data has been where, it's best to exercise caution. To conclude, the problem of online privacy, in the context of fitness or otherwise, is wicked because there's no clear-cut solution. We believe that the answer begins with awareness. Society takes time to build awareness of a new technology's affordances and constraints, and the time between its introduction and its safe usage is when the most harm occurs. As people become more aware of their data online, even the greediest of companies will feel pressure to implement safety measures, and things will change for the better.